So hi, Susan.
Oh, we have an agenda?
We have a little.
Oh. I have to fill this part up too.
No, you don't. Thanks, Susan. So, as Susan mentioned, as you all know, on June 23rd, Delaney and I come on as chair and vice chair. And I think I was joking with Susan the other day that around this time I expect to see Susan and David levitating just a little bit. You know, and the weight is lifted. And, well, I just wanted to take a minute to say a few words and give you all a chance to say also some things and have some help in putting this together too. So,
Oh, yes, plan.
It is a little bit planned. So, David, I wanted to say some things. In your role as vice chair, for the last 12 years, you've dedicated yourself to the well-being of our students, our faculty, and our staff. Leading with elan, even panache, liberté, égalité, fraternité, and other good French nouns. But seriously, you're sort of the guardian of the fair and the cool, and every department needs that, and we appreciate it. In that role, every semester you've orchestrated dozens of evaluations and helped us through that process. You worked with Mitra to improve the evaluation process and the document, thereby maintaining a healthy relationship between the FA and the department, which is crucial. For many years, you've represented us in the Senate, and well, all faculty, and you haven't been afraid to stand up for fair and transparent governance, which is crucial. And speaking of cool, you responded to the college's demand that we create SLOs, writing many yourself, even as you held reservations about their bureaucratic implications. Acting in good faith, in the face of significant doubt about the project, that is cool. And that is also, more importantly, leadership through a tricky situation, which is just, I think, the perfect example of the leadership that you've shown. And so, it's another reason why our department will remain long in debt to you with much gratitude. And so, as a symbol of our appreciation for the leadership that you've shown, I'd like to hand this token from the department.
Thank you.
It has been, for the last 12 years, David and I have worked together, and it has been a great pleasure. It has been, he's commiserated with me. He's listened to me when I've itched a little, and he's laughed with me when things have needed a little lightening. And just such an elegant and affable human being. Just so debonair. And he brings such class to the department and such deep intellectual honesty.
An easy department to do.
So it's been my pleasure. But the thing about working so closely with the chair is I always just thought David would just kind of pick this up at some point. And David likes his summers in France. And what would we be without David and his summers in France? Because he always comes back with great stories and so refreshed and lighter spirits. So I hope that I can capture some of that in my own travels in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan. Yes. Hold on. I can hardly imagine a truer fellowship than the one with which you have led and supported our students, our faculty, and our staff all these years. I haven't met a student who didn't praise you, a teacher who wasn't thankful to have you at the helm, an administrator who didn't point to you as the chair exemplar. In our classes and committee work with the Faculty Association and the Senate, we follow the high standards that you've set for teachers in this department, but also for people everywhere. And so for the complete humanity with which you have borne our students' concerns and ours, we thank you. For some time now, you have hired many of us,
Remember that.
kindly scheduled a few hundred classes each semester and intersession, and I mean kindly, doing everything you can to help instructors find schedules that meet their needs, even as you manage enrollment. Even as you manage enrollment for the students to help them find the courses that, of course, that one last course they need to get to UCLA, which already accepted them, and they haven't. Of course. You've planned, presided over, and attended meetings, and meetings, and meetings. Won't miss that part, I'm sure. Our departments, BSI, then SSC, chairs, Senate, trustees, FYE, probably some CTE, a little FSI, DPAC curriculum, and probably twice as many whose acronyms I don't even know. In the face of institutional trends, you have always kept people foremost in your mind, students in particular. You've listened to our students' complaints, but always had our backs. In good times, in good times, you've never wasted an opportunity for the department's growth. And in tough times, I mean the state's tough times, the colleges, ours, and a few others besides, you've never rested in spite of the difficulty of the problem. And in always keeping people in mind, I just want to emphasize that you've always acted in, I think, the true spirit of the college's mission, which is to provide all comers with access to the potential of a life-changing experience. And that is crucial. On an odd note, according to the list of the chair's duties, you've actually also been a kind of fire marshal, which I thought was funny. It says, you have assisted with the development and implementation of hazardous substances, fire, and safety policies. And actually, there was a footnote. I looked up what hazardous substances. It said they are PCBs, MTBE, and SLOs. So that's So the other day in the hall, Daniel pointed out the crucial problem that all chairs face, which is that on the one hand, the college and the state bestows upon you authority to address issues vital to the college, but really to society beyond the college. Right? I mean, that's what these are. But at the same time, they load you up with all the responsibilities that make it very hard for you to find the time to address those issues, unless you choose not to sleep. And I'm pretty sure you're looking forward to catching up on some sleep when June 23rd comes around. And we will always be thankful for the countless late nights, the crosstown commutes, the BlackBerry thumb that you have endured on our behalf. And so thank you very much.
Everybody does? Yeah. Two round-trip tickets to Greece. Thank you.
What calls?
Homer always calls, but thank you.
Also,
Yes.
It might take you a while. They just pop the top
Beautiful.
off.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. I will enjoy reading all of these one by one with my Kleenex. think you, so many of you said to me, Susan, you're looking a little lighter these days. I think I will after I get this program review. But yes, I am feeling a little bit lighter, and largely that's because I felt your support and your love, your blessing for moving on, I want to get to my bucket list. I mean, I look at Kim and I go, oh my God, she has it all figured out. And some of you do, and you know what you want to do. When I came here, I was so moved by the leadership of the college, by Nina, by Jeff, by Rocky, and others who I saw really put students first. And this is an incredible place to make a career. I think most of you know that. Because if you want to serve, if you want to make a difference, there's so much opportunity, and there's so much creativity, and there's so much meaningfulness that can come of your energy and your effort. And I thank you all for giving me the opportunity and for participating with me in some of the things we've been able to do. It's very hard as a chair sometimes because there's so much doing that needs to get done that there isn't time for vision. But because of you and because of your intellect, your creativity, your talent, you know, it just seems like there were so many ideas emerging all the time, so many ways that we could make things better. And I ask you to continue that because, you know, Nina was an incredible role model for me. It took me 4 years to start to even feel like I could walk in her shoes. So be patient with Jason. He comes in a lot more savvy and a lot more confident in some ways than I was, because all I could think about was losing Nina as our chair. So I'm so glad you're here today. Nina was our chair for 32 years, so my 12 is just... energy, perseverance, and endurance. I don't know how she did it that long, although Nina points to me sometimes and says, well, you know, you remember we didn't have computers in those days. I think there's some truth in the fact that everybody has access with computers. But we're also...
This was to accompany the call.
Ahead of me from the very beginning.
I am so thoughtful. I just, you know, I'm kind of speechless. But I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was a period of my life that, I don't know that I want to do it all over again. but I'm very, very glad I did it. I know I'm different now than when I began. It's a lot to think of a lot of people every day. Thank you. And to try to manage the many, many needs, but you made it easy because I think when I learned most and when I was proudest to be chair were moments like the 2003 winter when we had so many layoffs and program reductions, and I put out memos that I've kept them all and I will share them with Jason, but when I asked the department to consider, you know, how we were going to meet all of this and how we could take care of each other as we went through program reductions and take care of students, so many people responded and worked together. And part-timers who said they would reduce their load, full-timers who found ways to reduce their load to help other people so that we could take care of each other. And I feel for that reason that it's been such a privilege to be in this department. I know that there were others before me who created the morale, who created that sensitivity, and I thank you for sustaining it. It's been, Jeff was pointing out to me that, you know, we've turned over 19 positions in the last 12 years, and as I was writing program review, I was thinking about 10 years from now, this department's going to look very different because there are half of us who are edging toward retirement, and there will be many new faces here in 10 years. But those of you who are here, for Jason and Eleni and for all who come after, I would simply ask you to keep that spirit, because it's free. I think it's very rare, and I think it's really something to treasure. Coming as the demographics are shifting and so forth, I think it's more important than ever that we keep putting them first and working together to find ways to help them realize their goals. And I don't think there's been any greater privilege for me in helping students to find their way, to creating programs, to thinking about curriculum that can help other people, and especially young people, to realize their dreams, to find their dreams. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to being back in the classroom more, having more student contact. And I think that's going to be refreshing and rejuvenating. And I hope they don't, begin to how to take that big energy and that energy that sometimes gets a little bossy and to kind of go back to the classroom and tone it down, because you don't have to manage 150 people anymore. But to think about very directly and intimately how to help students feel like they belong, to help them understand that we're here to help them and to give them all the resources they need, because we know they have the ability if we can support them in it. So thank you very, very much. I'm going to enjoy Greece more than I can tell you, but it will be all the more meaningful to me because it was your gift.
Jason, I just say a word.
Please.
Another opportunity to honor her later. English is the most complex department we have on campus. You're the largest. Don't tell math this, but you guys drive the instructional program. I was fortunate in my time in instruction to work with Nina and with Susan. And they've been fantastic and have always been supportive and flexible to work with. Been great. And I tell Georgia that, if Susan ever left, I'm getting out.
I always say, when Jeff leaves, I'm going.
And many of you know I am retiring, but I can assure you it's not because Susan the timing was perfect, though. But again, on behalf of our department and school, I want to thank you for everything, your support over the years.
About access and basic skills students and making sure that students have opportunity. And he's been supportive of me every step of the way and supportive of this department every step of the way. Never said no, always how can I help? And that's very rare. So our successes we owe to leadership and to that vision that sustained the community college here. And the one that you're all charged with keeping and carrying forward, because it really matters. So I wish Jason and Eleni all the best. I think many of us will serve as mentors. Some of you will serve as supportive colleagues. I look forward to being your colleague, and maybe we can go have a beer now. People do things and they don't ask me to go.
Not true, not true.
Is it really? You had that party? I understand, I do. And frankly, I'm so exhausted most of the time. But I don't intend to stay that way. So thank you very, very much. And thank you for being here today. I know some of you made great effort. Dana, others of you, Mira, who wouldn't otherwise have been here. And thank you, so many of you, for making that effort. I will write many emails after this, and certainly have more to say. I'll put it in writing, though, and won't make you sit through another meeting. Thank you so much. Please have more refreshments before you go, and so we don't leave anything here. Okay.